Hi guys, thank you for tuning into this video about one of the most fundamental things that you have to know as a web designer. And you might be puzzled about the 60-20 thing that I'm talking about, or it's in the title, but I'll tell you about this later on. But what it's going to be about is grid systems. Grid systems is the foundation of any great designed website, I think. And I know most of the web designers, web developers, I know they use some sort of grid system. There are a lot of different types of grid systems out there. I usually use the 960 grid systems, which work well for me. First of all, I just want to welcome you back from vacation. If you have been on summer vacation here in Denmark, we have had some great weather and a lot of sun, so it has been a very nice summer. Yeah, if you don't know me, my name is Chris, and I have this YouTube channel where I teach web design, web development, business development, and experiencing economy and experience design. And I do this because I've worked with this in about 15 years or so, and I want to teach you guys about it. So if you have any questions, feel free to type them in the comment section below, or connect with me on Facebook and Twitter. And always subscribe to my channel if you want to stay updated with new videos. So back to the grid system. I've gone to 960.gs, which is the homepage for the 960 grid system. And as I said, you want to use this grid system to get some order into your elements, your logo, your text boxes, your images. When you use the grid system, you'll never, doubt which width your elements should have, and you will never have any problems, figuring out your margins and so on. So for example, if you look at this website, it's a great example of this. If you take the complete width of the website from left to right, it's 960 pixels wide. So this is why the grid system gets its name. And in these 960 pixels, they are divided up into columns. Of course you can see the columns here, but the columns are 60 pixels wide, and there are 20 pixels margins between these columns of 60 pixels. And this is how, this is where the 60 and 20 come into play. If you remember these numbers, you'll be set for for using the grid system. You can download and overlay files in a bunch of different formats, PSD and so on. So you can overlay the grid system when you are doing a mock-up or doing your wireframing. I usually tend to think about my grid system when I'm doing my wireframing, because this is where I'm figuring out the margins that I want to use on the website, and the different sizes of text and so on. But using this system, you will always be sure that your sections or your different elements on your web page are divided pleasingly to the eye. And if you think that great design just comes off someone spitting out ideas and just randomly figuring out a great design, sorry, had a hair in my mouth. This is not true. Great design comes from math, and comes from using systems to design with. And of course there are times where you have to break the system or break the rules, but you have to know the system or the rules to know when to break them. So so learn this. This is one of the things that have changed my career, and is so very important in web design. So take a look at this, and you'll see what I mean by these elements. You can see these elements with they span different, they're different sizes in width, but they all sort of they all come into this grid system, and are using the grid system to they've used the grid system to figure out with the width of all these columns, and this is why it feels so natural, the width. And they can span they can span multiple columns or fewer columns, but as long as you use the grid system sort of an overlay when you're designing the website, you'll always be sure that it looks great. And there are in here a lot of examples of websites that use this. And when you start using this, and when you surf around the net, the web, you will start to you'll start to recognize websites that were built on grid systems. And if you're like me, that like design, and like to sort of pick design apart, you will start to see that the websites that aren't that great usually haven't used a grid system. So check out this website for more information. You can download code, you can download CSS, and there's tutorials and plugins, and anything you need to build a great grid system. And I want to elaborate on this subject later on. So be sure to stay tuned for more videos about this. As I said, this is so very important. This is one of the foundations of great web design, and it really changed my career, really changed my way of designing websites when I learned this. So I would love it if you would give me some examples of great websites that you've built or designed, or just know that use any type of grid system, either the 960 or any other grid systems. I would also love to hear from you. If you're using grid system, what kind of grid systems are you using? What types do you like? So I hope to hear from you. Don't be a stranger. See you later. Bye.